Thank you. And I welcome Brother Pradeep ji now and request him to begin the study.
Okay, thank you, Vivaji. Yes, good evening to each and everyone present here. We are going to complete this chapter from letters from the Masters of the Wisdom Fast series. This letter series, this portion of the book, I think it was subsequently added to the book because the earlier edition, which was in the online, that book we will not able to find these letters, which is written to Laura Carter Holloway. She is an American. The most interesting thing is that there are 13 letters, 13 letters. Out of 13 letters, 8 are addressed to her by directly Mahatma. Because at that time, some problem was there. So Blavatsky left India and she was trying to settle either in England or Germany or some other places in Europe. At that point of time, Mahatma, in order to continue this correspondence, so they require required a medium. So at that time, to give some kind of instruction, inspiration, so they plan to select this lady. She was very competent writer and also very devoted after going through that occult world and esoteric Buddhism. But somehow other in if going through these letters, we will gather information that a person, of course, we learn from master and the path. Even third initiation stage, people can fall back. But here, clear-cut evidence is there. I have very severe cold infection, so kindly bear with me. So in this letter, there are stages when Mahatma uh, was not happy. Not happy means not people like us becoming angry, becoming happy now and then. They are not expected that Laura Holloway, which she promised to uh, guided by Mahatma, but somehow or other she must have created doubt in her mind. So that is the reason she was trying to return back to Blavatsky, then to USA. So all these things are there. So finally, there are many instructions given to us for meditation, for practical practice, as we are in a theosophical society, particularly joining in the inner group to speed ourselves in our spiritual journey. What requires for us? Of course, many people have read that sentence, letter number, say about 31, where Mahatma given clear instruction that you must have a specific 1 hour or more than hour of study, contemplation, your motive, all these things you check out a plan every day. Whether we are not doing is our look out or our fault, but it is given by Mahatma through Laura Holloway for each and every member Theosophical Society, or say to say human being. If we want to proceed, then we have to do all these things. At least 1 hour, fixed hour. Uh, so that we will in the end we will discuss and also contemplate. We will try to um, if any senior members like to add any uh, thought to that, they can be allowed to do that. So this letter number 42 is a letter in which it was addressed to epicenter. There are 4 persons in this chapter. 4 persons received the letters, basically directly for the Laura Holloway. She received 8 letters. Then H.V. Blavatsky 3 letters. Then Henry Steele Alcott 1 letter, and A.P. Sinnett 42 letters. Letter number another 1 letter, that is last letter. So we will complete this letter. Then we will think of the important points which are necessary for us. For that, I am going to present the PowerPoint for you all. So this is the last letter, 42, and the sentence started with this, but there are persons who, without ever having any external sign of selfishness, kindly see the how Mahatma using the word, without ever having any external sign of selfness, are intentionally self in their intentionally uh, intentionally selfish. Sorry, there is some omission. Intentionally selfish in their inner spiritual aspiration. Let me complete this. These will follow the path, means these will follow the path once chosen by them, with their eyes closed to the interest of all, but themselves. See nothing outside the narrow pathway filled with their own personality. They are so intensely absorbed in the contemplation of their own supposed righteousness that nothing can ever appear. Sorry. Nothing can ever appear right to them outside the focus of their own vision, distorted by self-complacent contemplation. Kindly see the I am highlighted somewhere. I make it a little broader for your immediate pointing. And their judgment of the right and wrong. So let us go to the first part. There are persons among us also. They they are there is no external sign of selfishness, are intensely selfish. I forgot to omitted that selfish in their inner spiritual aspiration. That is, you see, many people are there. They are particularly in our spiritual line. They want their own progress, not the progress of others. Others means their family, their other family, etc., etc. Those who can hear their voice, they can provide the means so that they can progress. So this is selfishness, as Mahatma pointed out. It is relating to Laura Holloway, how she is at that time. was a little selfish in a particularly in the inner spiritual journey. Then what happened next? If we will continue for us, even if we are selfish in our spiritual journey, not helping others, means other human beings to progress, those who are here to hear you, then what will happen? These will follow the path once chosen by them with their eyes closed. Means we will close our eyes to the interest of all, but this, we will close our eyes, but only looking after ourselves. See nothing outside the narrow pathway filled with their own personality. So kindly bear with it. The personality or emotional or lower mental faculty and our these three principles consisting of three bodies consisting of four principles are always creating problem for us. This personality have their own tendency. They have own desire to. They have own interest. So Mahatma told us those who are in the path, they must not only be selflessness, but they should be look after the others, other human being. Those who are coming, those who are available with you, be unselfish towards them. As far as practicable, guide them in their spiritual aspiration. Then third point, there are they are so intensely observed in the contemplation of their supposed righteousness. Supposed righteousness means whatever they means the person uh, to whom Mahatma addressing uh, that Laura, suppose righteousness, whatever I think right, it is right. None other things are right. So suppose righteousness that nothing can ever appear right to them outside the focus of their own vision, distorted by their own complacent contemplation, and there's their judgment of the right and wrong. Whatever I am thinking, whatever I am doing, I will, with my self compassion, I think I will always, I am on the belief that I am doing the right thing. So, this is the problem for each and every human being who are on the path. They should be aware that in a spiritual journey, or even if we will not show any selfishness outside, but intensely we are selfish in our inner spiritual aspiration. If we are not going to help others to develop, others to proceed in their life, in their spiritual life. So we will go to the next slide. As such, one is our new mutual friend, Laura Carter Howard. Arthur mentioned that this is the problem with the law. That is the reason she was not, subsequently, she was not allowed to have interact with the Mahatmas. Then second point is the right in thee is best, the wrong a course. Whatever I am thinking is right. Whatever wrong is a course, means it is not correct. It should be not entertained. For a right wrong, cheat such as love themselves and the others only in proportion to the benefits derived, those though those benefits be purely spiritual. Mahatma here giving a clear hint that we as an individual, while if we are interested in a spiritual journey, not only we will help others, But we should listen what others' opinion are, what he or she is telling to us. We should accept it instead of rejecting outright. We should consider it. So that really help a person in his journey. The next slide. How long Laura was in contact with it? She was contact 18 months ago. Means it is suppose the letter was 1800. Uh, nowhere mention the date. Anyway, so it is 1882 or 85 like that. When Blavatsky um, was not accepted the proposal of Mahatma that she should continue with the correspondence. So at that time, this lady came into picture. So Mahatma mentioned, arose some 18 months ago to spasmodic hysterical curiosity. This curiosity you should know. Curiosity by the perusal of our occult world and later on by that of esoteric Buddhism. Occult world to secret means to book on occult science written by A.P. Sinnett. Still it is most valuable because particularly C.W. Leadbeater became uh, devotee of Theosophical Society by reading the occult world. If you have any chance to read, you can go through it. And we have a plan. I will gonna give the proposal to propagation committee that we, after completing this book, we will collect other books where there are some hints given to other senior members. So, her curiosity, well, hysterical curiosity, spasmodic, after she gone through occult world and esoteric to enthusiastic envy, she determined to find out the truth as she expressed it. She would neither become a chella herself first and foremost to write books, thus eclipsing her lay rival, means Epicene, or offset the whole imposture in which she had, oh sorry, in which she had no concern. She decided to go Europe and seek you out. So it is the stage when she was leaving India and planning to go England. So the point is that we should not be hysterical curiosity for anything, but that enthusiastic it will be envy, enthusiastic envy. Suppose we will not get that in our present day life. Suppose you are aspiring for a particular post, particular power, and anything we are not able to get. So we should not have any kind of enviousness to others. huh? So that, and when we, if you get anything, let us continue our work or duty to the great ones because he is there to guide us. So Mahatma here clearly mentioned that we should not be very much a spasmodic historical curiosity by reading occult word or any other books if it come to us. And yeah, it is all will lead you to some kind of mishap. Then her sure excited fancy putting a mask on every stress book created the student made him serve her purpose and desire. She believed in it sincerely. At this juncture, foreseeing the danger, I interfere. And so that is the problem when it was going on between Blavatsky, between Alcott, between Laura Holloway, and some future problem is coming to Theosophical Society, Mahatma interfered. So he sent Darwagirnath was dispatched, made to impress her thrice in my name. Darwagirnath is another disciple of Mahatma. Sorry. She was told by Darwagirnath in Mahatma's name thrice. Then further Mahatma mentioned her thoughts were for a certain period guided, her clairvoyant made to serve a purpose. Means she was not in a mood to accept anything other than clear-cut uh, evidence from Mahatmas. So the attempt by Mahatma to persuade her to remain in India, work for the Mahatmas, that was not materialized. So further a letter says, had her sincere aspiration conquered the intense personality of her lower self, I would have given the TS Theosophical Society an excellent help and work. So it is applicable at that time, then to Laura Holloway, so also it is applicable to us now. What is that important point? Sincere aspiration conquered the intense personality of our lower self. There are many things, desires in the lower self. Mahatma, in the previous letter, letter number uh, 33, written to Laura, self-will, small little self, self-will must be controlled by self-reverence, self-knowledge, and self-control. So here Mahatma mentioned that each, every and human being, those who are in the Theosophical, not only Theosophical society, but outside the Theosophical society, they, they must conquer, they must conquer or win the intense personality of our own lower self. Means a lower triangle consisting of, all serious student of theosophy, consisting of your physical, astral, and mental. In otherwise, the lower mental and this emotional body and still our physical body. Bodies have their own desire. Body within the body, the consciousness, the life, it has no desire. But the body desire, body will, we have to conquer it by sincere aspiration. What is aspiration? Aspiration is the follow the Mahatma, the instruction given to us by Mahatma. We have to follow it. We have, that is our sincere aspiration. Then Mahatma further mentioned the poor woman is naturally good and moral, but that very purity is of so narrow a kind, of so Presbyterian, relating to Christian church by elders, a character, if I may use the word, as the unable to see itself reflected in any other but her own self. The same thing is happening to us. We are completely in a like a Laura. Mahatma mentioned that she is naturally good and moral, but very purity is so narrow because of this religious religious matters, stigma, direction from church to follow this or follow that. We Hindus have the same thing. We have many ceremony to perform, otherwise something will happen. And Here, last I make it yellow with red. If I may use the word unable to see itself reflect in any other but her own self. So that creates problem. We are not able to see what is going on. Suppose we will go with all this. She alone is good and pure. She alone is good and pure. I Mahatma mentioned this. All others must shall be suspected. So Laura's opinion that I am pure and good, rest shall be suspected, and other things are there. One great boon was offered her. What is that great boon? This correspondence become a medium of correspondence, substituting Henry Still, H.P. Blavatsky is a great boon was offered her. Her wayward spirit would allow her to accept of none that was not shaped in accordance with her own model. Same thing happening to Epicene and brother A.U. Though they are very developed evolution stage, otherwise Mahatma would not have given them the letters or wrote letters directly. You will mark the questions they have given to Mahatma to get answer. What is the standard of the questions? So, equally, Laura is also another highly intellectual lady. But what is happening that we have Mahatma in today meditation, pride and ego. These two things are stumbling block in a spiritualism, Garbha and Ahankar. So here it is a great boon offered her, but she was not able to accept. And now she will receive a letter from me which will contain my ultimatum and condition. She will not accept them, but will complain bitterly to several among you, suggesting new hints and insinuations against one whom she proposed to her. Then Mahatma mentioned that she will receive another letter, that ultimatum condition. Then she will bitterly complain uh, to others, I mean, to you also, and against one, against means Mahatma himself mentioned, against one whom she proposes to adore. So this is the all uh, giving clear instruction that slowly, a disciple which in previous letters we have gone through, she was initially lay, then taken place, but without her conscious physical knowledge. But now this problem is because of pride, because of so-called righteousness, because of a religious stigma, etc., etc. She is no more in a condition to continue as a link with us, having link with Mahatma. So we'll go to the next. Sorry. Then further Mahatma mentioned in this towards the uh, particularly towards the clearly prepare. Most of the time Mahatma mentioned try also in another two letters. Here given a clear instruction, you prepare yourself. In Laura case also, he mentioned that unless you help yourself, means you are not, if you not purifying yourself, then I cannot help you. So it is the preparation, purification, whatever needs to be done, it needs to be done by us only. Mahatma will not prepare you, us. It is our duty is to prepare ourselves. Then second point, a plank of salvation is offered to her, but there is very little hope that she will accept it. Means boon, it was given, proposed to given to be given to her, but she is not a position to accept. However, I'll try once more, but I have no right to influence her either way. How beautifully Mahatma mentioned in this that it is we, they may inspire us by giving different books to read, but they will not influence you do this, that. So it is our duty is to follow the path. I have no right to influence her either. If you will accept my advice, abstain from any serious correspondence with her until some fresh development. So Mahatma mentioned uh, uh, to Epicenate, if you will accept my advice from any serious correspondence, uh, abstain from any with her until some fresh development. So indirectly, Epicenate was told not to have any serious kind of correspondence with Laura Halway. Then, in the last, try to save. I have not able to find whether the man a forgotten history. In fact, it was completed by Laura and Mohini Mohan Chatterjee or remain uncompleted. I don't know. But here, Mahatma mentioned in the last sentence of this, try to save a man means the book. That book is Man, colon, the Forgotten History. By looking it over with Mohini, because Laura was at that time not serious, so Epicenate was requested to have interlink link with Mohini Mohan Chatterjee and try to look after this book. And by erasing from it the alleged inspiration and dictation by student, something is there, so that you should erase. So this is the end of this simple letter, but it is because of this it is given to us that Laura ultimately uh, she was not successful because of her own fault. And then Mahatma at that time never sent any letters directly to any person, and subsequently it was stopped. Okay, now it is time to this Hindi translation of the book. Minakhi is there.
Yes, thank you, Pradeep ji, for this letter. And I request Sister Meenakshi ji now to give us the translation in Hindi.
नमस्ते सभी को। थैंक यू सिस्टर, थैंक यू ब्रदर महापात्रा जी।
नमस्ते।
आज हम लेटर नंबर 42 ले रहे हैं, जो कि मास्टर के एज एपी सीनेट को लिखते हैं। मास्टर एपी सीनेट को लॉरो होलोवे के बारे में लिखते हैं। वे कहते हैं, वास्तव में ऐसे लोग भी हैं जिनमें स्वार्थीपन के कोई बाहरी लक्षण न होते हुए भी वे अपने आंतरिक आध्यात्मिक आकांक्षाओं में बेहद स्वार्थी होते हैं। ये बाकी लोगों की भलाई के खातिर नहीं, बल्कि अपने ही हित के लिए चुने गए मार्ग पर चलेंगे और अपने ही व्यक्तिमत्व मनोवृत्ति से भरे संकीर्ण मार्ग के अलावा कुछ नहीं देखेंगे। वे अपने ही कल्पित सदाचरण नीतिपरायणता के चिंतन में इतने अधिक मगन रहते हैं कि उनके स्वयं के अभिमानी आत्मसंतुष्ट चिंतन और सही और गलत की पहचान से विकृत उनकी दृष्टि के बाहर उन्हें कभी भी कुछ भी सही प्रतीत नहीं लग सकता है। ऐसी ही हमारी एक नई पारस्परिक मित्र लॉरो होलोवे है। उनके जैसे लोगों के लिए हमारे भगवान बुद्ध ने कहा था, तुम में जो सही की पहचान है वह निम्न प्रतीकी है, तुम में जो गलत है वह एक अभिशाप है, क्योंकि सही और गलत जैसे स्वयं से प्रेम करते हैं वैसे ही धोखा भी देते हैं, और दूसरों से केवल प्राप्त लाभ के अनुपात में, चाहे वह लाभ पूर्णतः आध्यात्मिक क्यों न हो। लगभग 18 महीने पहले आपकी ऑकल्ट वर्ल्ड पढ़ने के बाद बीच बीच में आने वाली आवेशपूर्ण जिज्ञासा और बाद में एसोटेरिक बुद्धिज्म पढ़ने के बाद उत्कट ईर्ष्या से उसने यानी लॉरा होलोवे ने सच्चाई का पता लगाने का दृढ़ निश्चय किया। ऐसा उसने कहा था, ऐसा मास्टर कहते हैं। सर्वप्रथम वह या तो स्वयं एक चेला बनना चाहती थी, किताबें लिखना चाहती थी और इस तरह अपने साथी प्रतिद्वंदी पर छा जाना चाहती थी, उसे परास्त करना चाहती थी, या संपूर्ण पाखंड को उखाड़ना चाहती थी जिससे उसका कोई वास्ता नहीं था। उसने यूरोप जाकर आपको ढूंढने का निश्चय किया, यानी एपी सीनेट को ढूंढने का निश्चय किया। उसके अति उत्साहित कल्पना ने हर एक भटकते पिशाच पर मुखौटा चढ़ाकर एक स्टूडेंट का निर्माण किया और उससे अपने उद्देश्य और इच्छा की पूर्ति करवाई। वह उस पर पूर्णतः विश्वास करती थी। आगे मास्टर कहते हैं कि इसी दौरान नए खतरे को भांपते हुए मैंने हस्तक्षेप किया। दर्भगिरी नाथ को भेजकर 3 बार मेरे नाम से प्रभावित किया। कुछ अवधि के लिए उसके विचारों को मार्गदर्शित किया गया। उसकी अतीन्द्रिय दृष्टि एक उद्देश्य पूर्ति के लिए बनाई गई। यदि उसके सच्चे निष्कपट आकांक्षाओं ने उसके निम्न स्व के उत्कट प्रबल व्यक्तिमत्व पर विजय प्राप्त कर ली होती, तो मैंने थियोसॉफिकल सोसाइटी को एक उत्तम मददगार कार्यकर्ता दिया होता। वह अभागी महिला स्वभावतः अच्छी और नीतिमान है, लेकिन वह निर्मलता इतनी सीमित संकुचित है, इतने कट्टरपंथीय स्वरूप की है कि यदि मैं इस शब्द का प्रयोग कर सकूं कि वह स्वयं के अलावा उन गुणों को किसी अन्य में देखने में असमर्थ है। उसके अनुसार वही एकमात्र अच्छी और सदाचारी है। अन्य सभी पर संदेह किया जाना चाहिए। उसे एक महावरदान की पेशकश की गई थी, लेकिन उसकी स्वच्छंद भावना उसे ऐसी किसी भी चीज को स्वीकारने नहीं देती थी जो उसके स्वयं के आदेशोनुसार जो उसके स्वयं के आदर्शोनुसार आकारित न हो। और अब उसे मेरी ओर से एक पत्र प्राप्त होगा जिसमें मेरी अंतिम चेतावनी और शर्तें होंगी। उसे वह स्वीकार नहीं होगा, बल्कि आप में से कई लोगों से कटु रूप से शिकायत करेंगी, और जिसका वह आदर करने का दावा करती है उनके खिलाफ नए सुझाव सूचना और आक्षेपों को सुझाएगी। एपी सीनेट को मास्टर कहते हैं कि आप तैयार रहे। उससे निवारण का प्रयत्न किया गया, लेकिन वह इसे स्वीकारने की बहुत कम उम्मीद है। हालांकि मैं फिर एक बार कोशिश करूंगा, लेकिन मुझे उसे किसी भी तरह से प्रभावित करने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है। यदि आप मेरी सलाह माने तो कुछ नए घटनाक्रम होने तक उनके साथ किसी भी गंभीर पत्र व्यवहार से दूर रहे। मोहिनी चटर्जी के साथ मिलकर मैन किताब में से तथाकथित स्टूडेंट की कथित प्रेरणाओं को और कथन को निकालकर किताब को बचाने की कोशिश करें। थैंक यू, नमस्ते।
Thank you, Meenakshi ji, for this wonderful translation. And now we have come to the end of this series of 4-part series of these letters. So I would like to invite anybody who wants to share their thoughts, or if you have any questions, you may please unmute and speak. A very important point in this letter has been raised, that is spiritual selfishness. Would anybody like to shed more light on that?
Throw some light on spiritual selfishness.
Yes, Brother Harshvardhan Sheth.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Namaste to Pradeep ji and Vibhaji and all others. It's really very nice thing for me that I could attend today this meeting, and really I the part of the Indian section also. Yes, here this letter actually propagates about the particular forces which are not limited up to the Mahatmas. It illustrates the very significant kind of work which enhances the understanding of the individual. So, individual means the person who is full of limitations. So, how can we come out of those limitations? That is the first thing. Now, whatever the weaknesses are there, that we have to come across and understand in the light of theosophy. Because the work has been assigned to by the Mahatmas, the very significant value that we have to understand. Suppose this work would not have been assigned to our leaders like Madame Blavatsky, Colonel Olcott, then what would have been the future of the Theosophical Society? So everybody must understand that this is the thing that comes across not suddenly, but it is the hierarchical way of understanding. Sorry. Another matter is very clear. Suppose we are all working together, and working together means we have to accept our weaknesses as well as our excellences. And in doing that, suppose if we accept the guidance from others, it means it can have the particular development in ourselves. Not that we have to understand that it is the matter that is coming from some other direction. It is the matter which is inherent in us, but we have not seen that. We have to fulfill those things that we have to have in the way that we can understand in a more significant way, and we can work out in a very uh, specific way. Suppose if we work for Theosophical Society, do we understand it in a way that what the Theosophical Society has been uh, just having the particular guidance to all the people in the way with the three objects? Now, understanding these three objects varies in a different way. Individually, we can understand the idea of brotherhood, love, compassion, everything. But when the time comes in the practical way, do we behave in that way? So, one thing is that. Secondly, as an individual, suppose we are having our limitations. So, how can we come out of that? So, here Mahatma suggests the way that you should come out of all your weaknesses. Weaknesses are there, weaknesses can be defined in a different way. Some people have the potentiality, but they don't show it. Some people have the understanding of the particular uh, kind of guidance which they are derive, but they don't show off. So that is the main thing. Suppose, I think practically sometimes the people who are doing really great work, they never speak. They never make any show. They never have a kind of advertisement. Suppose in the inverted comma, I must say advertisement, because it is the worldly thing that we accept. So whenever we do something, we have to do silently. We have to help others very naturally and sincerely, and we have to not make any show off. So that is the main thing. Second part I can understand, that is the study. What the study is required for anyone who is a theosophist, who is a student of theosophy, that study is important. And doing this study, there are so many other aspects. So we can have those aspects mainly in our life, in our daily, day-to-day life. One time we study and we leave it apart. No, that is not the main thing. We have to study very regularly. We have to understand very regularly. And the third thing, lastly, I must conclude with the particular guidance which has been given by J. Krishnamurti, the way that he talked with the people, and somehow the people couldn't understand. So once he put the remark, he asked, "Do you understand what I say?" The question was very natural. So people say, sometimes it is okay, sometimes not. Then deeper understanding is required in the way that one must jot down. One must jot down. Whatever you feel, whatever you understand, you jot down. Try to write down. And in that way, when you feel something, you will come across many new things which are there unconsciously in your mind. I have one example of Somerset mom who used to have some delusions and some non-conclusive matters. But when once started writing something, jotting down something, that created the atmosphere, and Somerset mom became the authentic author in that way. We have seen in the Secret Doctrine, whatever things they are there, Madam Blavatsky used to write down from Vishnu Puran to other Upanishads and other references, whatever the things are there. So they seem to be scattered somehow. Sometimes we find them scattered. In one stanza, we find certain things, then another stanza, we find certain things. But they are not scattered in the way because they have been jotted down in the very particular way that came in her mind, and during that time she did it. So I think this kind of understanding is there. So let us study better, understand better, listen to the people who really discuss in this way. Then, if the questions are there, let us jot down, let us understand, and more study is required. Thank you very
Right,
much.
sir. Right. Thank you so much for your views on that. Now, coming back to the topic at hand, we were speaking about spiritual selfishness. And if anybody else would like to present their views on the same, I see Professor Shinde would like to say something.
Yes, Vibhaji. Very nice question. It is put. It is really very difficult to be aware of our spiritual selfishness. One has to become very, very alert, attentive. It is only then he can observe his selfishness on the path of spirituality. You know, in this letter, in the last talk, we have pointed out how she pledged to the masters in the dream.
Yes.
And she forgotten.
Yes.
This happens. To her is human. Spiritual selfishness remains, even if we are a good donors. We collect money and donate to others to project ourselves. That is again a selfishness. We are doing good work, but it is increasing our selfishness. You may call it as the spiritual selfishness. Even growth, spiritual growth is also selfishness. So before the death of J. Krishnamurti, I remember now, somebody asked, you sum up your teaching in one sentence. And then he replied, be absolutely alert and make no effort. Be absolutely alert and make no effort. So whatever effort we are doing, it is for the, in deeper, in subtler sense, we do for ourselves, not for the others. That is what effort we are doing in the spirituality that also again hinders us. So be absolutely alert. It is good. It is taught by the Gautam Buddha also. Be a lamp unto yourself. Being alert is all right. But make no effort is very difficult to understand. And this make no effort means, again, it is difficult in the less. Somebody asked, how to do, how can we live without effort? Then he said, effortless effort. Again he posed a question, effortless effort, which means there is no substitute for effort. Effort has to be made, but this effort has to be effortless in the sense that all alertness plus effortlessness and effort are all linked together, he said. So when we are thinking of spiritual selfishness, are we really doing any effort for shining or all other things to be at the top or hero or something like this? All this includes spiritual selfishness. That is what I think. And I have given this effortless effort. We have to do effort. We should not leave there. Try. That is what Master has said. But you have to be more alert. So what Krishnamurti taught us, be absolutely alert and make no effort. That can be leading to this spiritual unselfishness, we can say. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
One more thing I would like to add.
Yes.
It is nicely said, correct decision can double our confidence, and wrong decisions can double our experience. So no need to worry about both the situations. So continue to do effortless effort with this alertness, effort, all linked together. So this is what I want to add in this, what you have asked. You may also add in it if you wish.
Yes, sir, definitely. I was thinking about the two terms, spiritual and selfishness. So to grow spiritually is to achieve a sense of increasing unity. That is the meaning of to grow spiritually. But if we are clinging to the personal I, then the sense of unity is lost. So it is like a paradox. You want to grow spiritually, but still you want to cling to your personal I. That means you want that growth only for yourself at the expense of others. What the master says is, in the theosophical work, if you know, it is your duty to help others to know. So helping others with that sense of oneness, with the sense of unity. And then the highest, what I can say is unselfishness, which we can see or know is the bodhisattva ideal. That even after reaching the threshold of nirvana, that is the height of spiritual achievement, that nirvana is forsaken so that those perfected men may stay back and help the others to reach that same height. So this came to my mind when I thought about the spiritual unselfishness or selfishness. So anybody else would like to add something as we come to the
But
close?
think upon effortless effort.
Yes.
You think upon it. How can it be?
True.
The teaching of Krishnamurti. Otherwise, being alert is Atmadipo Bhava. But effortless effort is new for all of us. Because whatever efforts are there, it is connected with the I-ness again. So when we forget that I-ness, that will be the effort, which is effortless effort. Okay, good.
Right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Very nice program. Let me ask about Umakant Raoji. How are you, sir?
Jayasri Madam would like to ask a question.
Okay.
Sir, I would like to ask that he said that effortlessly effort. Is it, does it mean that just being happy and peaceful and just doing your own duty, karma, is it that called effortlessly effort without being selfish?
Yes, think of it, because we are habituated. And when we think of our own habit, you be aware of that habit. Don't do to stop that habit. Just be alert of that habit. And when you are aware, its intensity is reduced. So you are not doing any effort. You are just becoming aware, alert. And that alertness itself has no aim to stop that habit and everything. If it is going on, just see it. So therefore, if our decision is correct, then we increase in double confidence. And if our decision is wrong, we can again increase our double experience, how we fail each time, and continue to do like this, being aware of your own habits. That is what I think.
Yes,
We must be aware of our habit. That is also a kind of being aware, is also a effort.
yes, sir.
But not doing anything to curb that habit. That's what example I just want to say. What I have understood. I don't know what J. Krishnamurti want to say, but it stimulates me to think more deeply.
Yes, sir.
Very true. This is very close to the philosophy of Vedanta,
Yeah.
where it is mentioned that you have to remain as the witness
Yes.
consciousness. So
Sakshi
you are
bhav.
aware. Yes,
Sakshi bhav.
correct. You are aware, you are alert, you are the Sakshi. But the work has to be done. As Jayashree ji, you have correctly mentioned, it is the karma, the duty. Duty belongs to Prakriti. And that Sakshi Bhav, that is the consciousness, that is what you are. So your duty is being performed by your body, by your mind, not by you. You are the witness to it. So you are not expending effort. Effort is by your mind and your body. You are alert and you are witnessing that. That is how
Yes.
I understand the same thing what J. Krishnamurti said in terms of the Vedantic philosophy.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, supposing there are you have I do you have to change consciously, like so many negative people are around this world and they want to they hinder your progress in your spiritual life, they hinder your this thing on spiritual life. So what should we do? I mean, we should avoid those people, or we should consciously not without having any anger or hatred towards them, just avoid them. They may not like it or they may misunderstand you, but it doesn't matter long as we do not hate them. Is it correct, this decision?
This is on relationship with people. If you think that what they are not a good influence on you. See, the first qualification to develop, which the master says, is Vivek. So Vivek, if you purify your thoughts and emotions, then that intuitive quality automatically develops in you. Right?
Yes, fine.
So you know what is right, on which path you should move. And that will help you not to be influenced by things which are not righteous. So I think developing this quality of Vivek is very important. And how it can be developed, again, there are so many ways of sadhana for that.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Pradeep ji, would you like to say something about this? Because the question is quite tricky. People who are influencing and she thinks that it is not the right influence.
You have given a better answer, so please carry on. I have some throat infection that is critical.
Okay, we wish you well. Get well soon. Okay, anybody else? Jayashree ji, thank you. That was very nice question.
Can I come in?
Yeah, sure,
to-
Jitendra ji. Namaste. Please come.
I think, let's not be reactive. If somebody says doesn't agree with us, let's not be reactive, but be proactive. That's all.
Okay, good. Good. Yes. Okay. So with that, we come to the end of this very interesting series of letters from the Masters of Wisdom Series 1. And if there are no more discussions, then we can bring the session to a close.
Yes.
Okay. So we'll close with our closing prayer. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Sarvesham Swastirabhavatu Sarvesham Shantirabhavatu Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu Lokaha Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukhabhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste and thank you all for joining.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.